Eyo Value Investors, how are you doing? My name is Stijn and welcome to my YouTube channel. For this video, I was trying to find some popular and interesting companies to talk about. And while doing my own due diligence, I came across this Wallstreetbets post. Why is UWMC the best meme stock today? And I gotta say that certainly got my attention. Remember when you were a kid and took hours drawing that nice picture for your dad and he looked at it for half a second and said, "Damn son, you're shit at drawing." And then he went back to drinking his coffee and reading the paper. Yeah, that drawing is UWMC, except the kid is Matt and he is a billionaire. And in this great, insightful analogy, Matt Ishbia, or Matt, is the CEO of this company, and the dad is apparently Wall Street. Matt is taking on Rocket Mortgage and plans to be the largest originator in America in 5 years. Now he has a $300 million share buyback war chest, a 5% plus dividend and a tiny float. He just needed a match, but the board gave him a flamethrower. And Matt apparently said, "At these prices, I am a buyer." And by the way, if you like these Wallstreetbets meme stock fundamental analysis videos, let me know down below by liking this video and commenting which stocks you would like me to research next. Anyways, we value investors need to dig a little bit deeper. Is UWMC actually a good value or growth company to invest in? And to answer that question, we'll first look at what UWMC actually does. Second, the management. Third, their current financials. And lastly, is it an attractive buy at today's prices? Let's go. So what does UWMC actually do? Well, according to Wikipedia, United Wholesale Mortgage is a national wholesale mortgage lending company headquartered in Pontiac, Michigan. So to understand this business, to understand United Wholesale Mortgage, we first need to understand the following concepts. First, a mortgage. A mortgage is a loan that is used to buy homes and other real estate. And for this loan, the property itself acts as collateral, and the one giving out the loan gains interest on the loan, either fixed rate or adjustable rate. Cool. And the next concept we need to understand is a wholesale mortgage lender. And this is a bank or other lending institution that funds and sometimes services mortgage loans, but uses independent mortgage brokers for the initial interaction with the client. So the wholesale mortgage lender is a company that funds mortgage loans, but uses independent brokers. And the broker originates the loans, but the funding comes from the wholesale lender. And according to UWMC's website, United Wholesale Mortgage is the #1 wholesale mortgage lender in the nation 6 years running. Our proprietary technology platform and dedication to client service results in a faster, easier and cheaper mortgage process. We remain laser focused on growing UWM's share of the wholesale channel while also growing the channel share of the overall mortgage market, because we believe the wholesale channel presents the best option to obtain a mortgage. So UWMC is a wholesale mortgage company. They gain money by gaining interest on loans they give out, mortgages they lend out. But these mortgages are mainly gained and obtained by their individual brokers. And actually anyone can sign up with UWM to become a broker. And once you are a broker, you can use their own proprietary network to get your real estate clients a sufficient mortgage. And I think that's the power of this business plan. When buying a new home, restructuring your mortgage, or even when a payment is due, clients and homeowners want human contact. They want someone they can call, can speak and reason with. But for United Wholesale Mortgage, that's a countrywide high quality support system is just extremely expensive and just unpractical. So why not share some of the profits and sign up with individual smaller brokers easily? And apparently the system does work. They have a turn time to close most loans in 12 days or less. And that's fast. The average for the US is actually 47 days. So apparently UWM is doing something right. So to summarize, UWMC is a really large mortgage loaning company that leverage the expertise of smaller mortgage brokers. And this way all parties win. UWMC can give their customers the personal touch that they want, cost effectively. The smaller brokers get access to extremely competitive rates, and that is because UWMC is such a powerhouse. And the clients get competitive rates and the personal touch. Just a win-win-win situation. So the business plan do seem to check out. But what about the management? So to keep this video as compact as possible, we'll just focus on the main man, the CEO, Matt Ishbia. And that isn't to say that the other management roles aren't important. So if after this video you are thinking of investing, I would certainly check these other people out for sure. Now back to Matt. Matt joined the company in 2003 and has held multiple positions leading up to his current role. Under Matt's leadership, UWM has soared to new heights, growing from a 12-person mortgage company to an 8,100-person team. And when investing, this is what we like to see. An owner-oriented company, a CEO with a big audacious goal, and the brains to actually reach those heights. And Matt does seem to tick all those boxes. It is also good to know that after this company was brought public just months ago through the GHIV SPAC merger, that the SPAC shareholders only gained 6% of the company. The other 94% is held by insiders, so the UWM team. And this includes Matt, who is now, thanks to this merger, a billionaire. But it also includes the employees. See, every employee has at least received $1,000 in UWMC stock. Do keep in mind that management is one of the most important things to research when doing your due diligence. But it seems that UWMC at least has a driven CEO that doesn't seem to be done growing just yet. And besides that, 94% of all shares outstanding are held by insiders and employees. So the management, CEO and employees are all just as motivated to increase the share price as their other investors are. But what about the financials? Well, as of the 31st of March, the company was sitting on a healthy pile of $1.5 billion in cash. That is $1.5 billion of cash, while their entire market cap is just $12 billion. So that's almost 15% of their market cap in cash. And that just seems to be really solid. Besides, their assets easily cover their liabilities, so they are all good on that front as well. It starts to become slightly worrisome if a company has more liabilities than assets, but UWMC is fine. Their long-term debt comes in around $1.2 billion, which is less than their cash on hand. So if UWMC wanted to, they could pay off all of their debt right now. Besides, just for the first quarter of 2021, UWMC reached a net income of $860 million. So their debt is just 1.5 quarters of profits. Therefore, in my opinion, their debt position just seems to be extremely healthy. In fact, for the first quarter of 2021, this company got a total revenue of $1.2 billion. And with their current margins, that's about $860 million in profit. It is also good to note that the company pays out a dividend of 40 cents, which comes down to about 5% annualized at today's stock prices. And on this matter, the CEO said the following during the Q1 earnings call. The board approved our quarterly dividend of 10 cents to consistently deliver money back to our shareholders. Record date 10th of June and payable the 6th of July. Besides, we announced authorization of $300 million in share buybacks over the next 24 months. Apparently, Matt thinks that the current share price makes the company a steal, otherwise he wouldn't be buying back the shares so aggressively. And do keep in mind they are buying back their shares, which is from the 6% of the shares outstanding talked about earlier. See, the company has 1.6 billion shares total, but most of those shares are actually held by insiders, management and employees. Only 103 million shares are held by the public, and that $300 million in buybacks will be used to eat up that absolutely tiny float already. And this could cause the stock to skyrocket in and on itself. Cool, but back to the fundamentals. From the latest 10K or annual report, so the one for 2020, we can see that they have about a 34% market share in the wholesale market. And that wholesale market makes up about 17% of the whole mortgage market. So 34% times 17% means that UWM has about a 6% market share of the mortgage market and seems to have plenty of room to grow still. So to summarize this portion of the video, the current assets and liabilities, but also the debt position of this company just screams healthy. They can effectively pay off their debt right now if they wanted to, which is just an awesome position to be in. UWM is actually profitable with about $860 million in net income for Q1 2021. That money UWM is using to issue a healthy dividend of 5%, but they are also buying back shares aggressively. And we've already established that the business plan seems really solid and that the company is owner driven. And now we can see that they are extremely financially healthy and they issue a solid dividend in combination with share buybacks. This seems to form a great value proposition, but is the price right? And that of course brings me to the buy targets part of this video. We'll be calculating where I think this company could go in 10 years, so for the year 2031, but also what I think is a fair share price to pay today. So let's start out with their latest EPS, which comes in at 33 cents diluted for the first quarter of 2021. Annualized, that would come down to about $1.32 for the year. So let's start out with this number. And let's say based on their low current market share in the mortgage space, but their great business plan, that they will be able to grow their EPS at 15% for the upcoming 10 years. Do keep in mind that this number will be aided quite a bit by stock buybacks. Since then, less shares are outstanding, therefore the EPS will increase too. And let's slap on a conservative PE ratio of 15 in the future. So these numbers get us to a future EPS in excess of $5 in 2031, in combination with a future share price of $80. Keep in mind that's 10 exponential from today's prices. And if we were to express that in fair value today with a 15% discount rate, which is really conservative, that gives us a fair share price today of about $20 per share. And that gives us a margin of safety or heavy buy target of $10 per share. Cool. So assuming 15% growth and a future PE of 15, UWMC seems to be a great buy at $10 per share and below that. At $10 per share, there's 8x potential in just 10 years. And there's 10x potential at the current share prices, which is just an insane value proposition. But also you're getting a margin of safety of 50%. So even if all these numbers are way off, you'll likely still profit. So to answer the question, is UWMC actually a good value or growth company to invest in? Well, yeah, according to these calculations and my opinions, it surely seems so. And even if we were to tame the growth to 12 or 10%, it still seems like a good buy today. It seems that there's enough growth potential with this company, but it also seems that the 50% plus margin of safety at around $8 is really solid. Do keep in mind that I am no financial advisor. Therefore, this is no financial advice. These are just my opinions and you should treat them as such. Anyways, that's it. That's the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, please give it a like and maybe even subscribe. Comment down below what you want to talk about next and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.